What's up, everybody? Tendo here. Got your boy Pat with me. And I am wearing a collared shirt. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I just got back from dinner with some friends. Me and Pat did. And so now we're going to go thrift shopping. So check that out. There are two Goodwills that are equidistant from our house, and this is one of those two. So that's where we started with. Patrick, how many times have you been to this Goodwill?
Just once that I can recall.
So this is your second time there?
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice anything different?
Looks the exact same.
I will say there wasn't a lot of new stuff. It seems like the games in this case have been there since the last couple times that I went there. It's all Wii Fit and Wii Play. It's all same. And I'm really getting tired of this Goodwill putting their stuff in the lockbox. I guess they've been having troubles with people stealing stuff.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you. It wasn't me either. I don't want to steal them. I want to buy them.
SpongeBob and Patrick.
This lightsaber is from one of those build-your-own kits. I used to collect them, but it got to where I had 1,000, so I don't buy them anymore. A little Charles Xavier action there. It's always worth checking the toys here. There's usually some good Nerf guns, but I didn't see anything this time. This is the second Xbox 360 in the shop. Did you see the one in the lockbox?
I did.
I guess they thought this one wasn't worth as much because it was missing its faceplate. But we went back up to the lockbox because the rest of the store didn't have much. And I decided to go ahead and get one of the employees to let me look at some of the stuff in here. There's a stack of just completely random stuff here in the middle that looks like it might be some PlayStation 1 games. You really just never know. You never know until you get an employee to let you look at the stuff, and sometimes it can be really hard to get one of them to finally get done ringing people up and come over to you. But I gotta know what's there. There's also a Rockstar emblem on one of those games. So a PSP game, which I have recently become a PSP owner, so I want to buy any and all PSP games, but this one was $5. That's a $2 game at Zia's, so I'm not going to buy it for $5. And then the rest of this was just some PC nonsense. And then at this Goodwill, half of these particular shelves used to be games, but like I said, I guess they've had problems with thievery, and so they've started putting the games in the lockbox. But Patrick found this one hiding in between some books, which lucky he did. This isn't a super rare game, but it's not the most common either, so it's worth it for the couple bucks that it was marked. So thanks for that, Patrick.
You're welcome.
There's also a handful of games tucked over here, including this Duel Masters game, which also isn't an incredibly common game, but I already have that. I still almost bought it for a couple bucks. I probably could have got 4 or 5 for it and trade in, but I passed that one up. And here's what I left with. What do you think?
Pretty solid games, if you ask me.
Woo! This Goodwill, we were here last week or so, and it was under construction then, and you had to go on the right side. Now the right side's closed off, and I guess they're remodeling over there, and we have to go walk on the left side now. I guess they're just completely remodeling the whole outside of this strip mall. This Goodwill is not terribly far at all from that last Goodwill. Maybe they're under the same district manager or something that's making a lot of the calls, because they've made some changes recently that a lot of other Goodwills haven't made, but it's just curious to me that they're doing the same things, locking their games up in the lockboxes, not putting certain stuff out on the floor. So I went and checked these lockboxes first, and there's a whole lot of games here, a whole lot of new stuff that wasn't here last time I was, and it's kind of hard to sift through, but the main thing we're looking for are these orange stickers. They're on sale today, so I want to buy all of those that I can, and look there's some Lego games with the orange stickers, so we're definitely going to get a look at those, but we got to get someone to help us and let us in the box first.
If it's not a Wii Fit, I don't want it.
Patrick likes it when I buy Wii Fit. How many copies do we have?
Too many for it to be ironic.
So I told the lady I'll take this whole stack of white games here. Let me look at all of those. She got them all out for me, and I dug through all of them a couple times. And look at all this. All those are orange sticker. It was really tempting to buy all of them, but I didn't buy all of them. I just bought the stuff that was definitely worth the $1 or $2 they all were. As you can see, there's plenty of Lego stuff in here. I wanted this game, but it didn't have its manual. The Cars game I already had. Here's one I ended up picking up. I believe the fishing game there. I wanted it, but it also didn't have its manual. There's a lot of that going around today. Wii Music, fresh copy. No one probably ever played it. Poor game. Batman Lego. I played a little of this when I lived in California. My roommates had it, and I played a little of it there, but I never finished it, so I might go back and give that one another play. I must have really just lucked out today, because you don't really, on the sale day when the new sticker is marked down, you don't really see this many games unless you're the first one there. And this was pretty late at night, not terribly far from closing time, and I still made it into this Goodwill and got stacks on stacks of marked down games. I guess it's you, Patrick. You're my lucky charm.
You're welcome again.
Woo! And then thank God Patrick was here, because I pretty much have written off checking the DVD section since they've started putting the games in the lockbox, but he dug around over here and grabbed all of the games and put them in one spot for me to look at, which was helpful, but there didn't turn out to be much of anything here, just some nonsense. I mean, it was mostly useless except for this copy of Wii Fit that's not actually Wii Fit, but it's Dora Fit, so weird. It's always nice when you can leave a Goodwill with a fat stack of Wii games.
Fat stack.
Here's our third and final Goodwill of the day. This one's a little bit further from home, but it is one that usually has a good game selection. Last time I was at this Goodwill, I did really well with the games that were in this lockbox, so I went straight to it again, and it's been refilled. There's a lot of stuff in there, some Xbox 360, a big chunk of original Xbox games. There's even some GameCube stuff in here, which you don't see a lot. So I'm instantly excited when I walk into a Goodwill and see all this. On a scale of 1 to 10, Patrick, how excited do I look?
8.5.
That's a solid 8.5. There's also some random Nintendo DS and some Game Boy Advance games in there. And just the odd Game Boy Advance game over there. I'm not really sure why they're all mixed up, but we went and checked the DVD racks, and there was not much over there at all. Some copy of Madden without its manual, and this stuff is just randomly tucked in now that they don't pick a place on the shelf and put video games. But you gotta look anyways, because you never know what you'll find. There's a few Xbox games there on the bottom, but nothing that's catching my eye. A few more games up here. Sims 2. But I already have a copy of that. I thought about buying this one, but it was missing its manual, so skip it. Tetris, also missing its manual. Really would have liked to have that one. On to the back now. This place usually has overflowing shelves of electronics. Already there's some Xbox controllers. And there's a bunch of random stuff over here. And this controller caught my eye simply because of how big it is. It's a really, really large controller, even bigger than the Xbox Duke. So I'm giving it an eyeball. There's not much else there, just a DJ Hero controller and some other random stuff. And now look at the toys. I kind of thought this was hilarious. Look at this last row. I am 6'6", and I can barely see the toys on top of this rack. It's so high in the air. Look at this. I mean, I don't know. I guess they're trying to keep the kids out, but I feel like half the parents that bring their kids in aren't going to be able to get up there. I don't know. That was interesting. And then searching the bag toys, just hoping to find some Skylanders. Patrick found a G.I. Joe lunchbox, but I told him I wouldn't buy it for him because he's been a bad kid.
Boo.
I'm sorry, Patrick. I should have bought you the lunchbox. So I made my way back up to the lockbox and had an employee let me look at this stack of games on the bottom. I see GameCube games down there. There's no way I'm not going to at least look at them. So here we go, a quick look. Some of them were games I already had, like ATV2. And I've already got Cars, but it was missing its manual anyways. But X-Men, I do not have that one. And Tony Hawk, I don't have that one either. Spider-Man, I didn't have that. I had to look up Tony Hawk, because I knew I had some Tony Hawk games for the GameCube, but I didn't know if I had that one. Some great, great stuff here. I couldn't believe it. I'm telling you, in the thrift stores around Phoenix where I live, you don't see a lot of GameCube games. You see one every now and then, but this is definitely the first time I've seen a stack of them. I figured since I was here, I'd have her let me take a look at everything else that was in the box. Really just a bunch of original Xbox stuff that might have been okay. So I gave it a quick once-over to get the 360 stuff out of the way. Most of these games turned out to be sports and racing games that I either already had or just didn't have a lot of interest in today. See anything in there you've played before, Patrick?
Burnout.
You've played Burnout?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
It's just like Need for Speed.
Oh, yeah. But I had her let me check the rest of these games just because there was some PlayStation 1 stuff in there, and the only game that was good was marked $15, so they definitely looked that one up on eBay. and marked the price up. That's something new. That's something very recent for our Goodwills, at least. They've clearly been looking some stuff up, whereas in the past they didn't. When I first moved here, all of those games would have ended up on the shelf out in the store, not in the lockbox. What do you got?
Got some jeans, got some shoes, and some games.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of crazy. I don't often find GameCube games at the Thrift, but this time I found a ton of them, and I didn't have any of them, so it was pretty great.
Ric Flair.
We stopped at Zia Record Exchange on the way home just because it was on the way, and you never know what you're going to find in here. They always have the best bottom dollar bins, but this is the second time I've been in very recently, so it was very clear that the bottom dollar bins didn't have anything extra in it, but you've got to look anyways because you never know what an employee might have just tossed in there. And then let's be honest, the only real reason that I come to Zia is because they have Skylanders, and they have Skylanders cheap. You can get a whole grab bag of these guys for $4 or $5, and I'm going to dig through every one of these and grab all the ones I don't have and buy them. It turned out to be quite a few small ones that I didn't have. All these big guys you're seeing, like that tree, I already have him. That guy kind of looks like Patrick.
Hey.
Playing Tetris.
You into that?
Second favorite movie series.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
I don't want it.
You don't want it?
I don't want it.
Ew.
All right, guys, we were back in the game room, and despite the fact that we only went to a few thrift stores today, it went really well. I found a few good games and a couple Goodwills, and then the last one we stopped at, whew, I got some great stuff. So something that I got that was a bit weird today was this controller. It's a aftermarket controller for the original Xbox, and I do not buy aftermarket controllers, but this thing is even wider and bigger and thicker and grippier than the Xbox Duke, and I have really big hands, and I just can't explain to you how good this feels. So I bought it kind of thinking maybe I would strip it down, replace this emblem with a shark, custom paint it, maybe yellow like my shells or something, and make this like a custom Sharktendo controller. I kind of thought that was a cool idea. It was only a couple bucks, so I bought that for a future video. Pretty happy about it. The last thing I picked up today, but probably the coolest thing, bag of Skylanders. Run through them real quick just in case you guys are interested. Little skeleton guy. I guess he's a gator.
Crikey, another couple of inches and I reckon I would have had a squeaky voice.
Another dragon-like gator dude. And this crystal guy. I'll just keep running through them. Zia Records, which is where I bought these, they have a box where you can buy a bag this size full of them for $4 or $5. And every time I go, there's a few more in there I don't have. This guy's beautiful. It's like an evil Squirtle.
No hands.
No hands. And another dragon. This one's very colorful. I don't know what this is. I don't know what series that's from, but it is a Skylander. It's like a plane or a boat. I don't know which. This little tiki wizard looking dude. Hands. And then another one, but he's holding an orb. No hands. But that's all the not game stuff, so let's get into the video games. I'm gonna start with the Wii games. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Wii games, and they're mostly nothing, but they were all pretty much $1. So that was awesome. The orange stickers were $1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 for this stack. Playground includes dodgeball, in case you were wondering. You into that?
Definitely. Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Wii Music, that'll go nicely with my Wii Fit collection. Shaun White skateboarding, I'll definitely play that. Patrick will be super into this. Horse Life Adventures. Patrick's family owns a farm, so Patrick's super into animals. I guess this is going with my Wii Fit collection too.
Dora Fit.
Yeah. and it just says Fit on the side. This game is just called Fit. Weird. And then that's not all the Wii games. I couldn't believe it when I found these. I couldn't believe it that someone hadn't beaten me to the punch on this. Not 1, but 4 Wii Lego games. We got Pirates of the Caribbean, Lego. Lord of the Rings, Lego. Harry Potter, Lego. Batman 2, Lego. I'm going to play every single one of those. All right, next up, I got a couple PlayStation 2 games. Patrick actually found this in the thrift store. He made sure that I saw it before we left. Evolution skateboard. It's awesome. It's in good shape. Oh, it fell out. But it's all there. That's awesome. And then DDR Max. This is probably the 10th DDR game I have for the PlayStation 2. There seems to be quite a few of them. I don't have the dance pad yet, though. Wouldn't that be great? Me and Pat DDRing it up. Boys got moves. All right, and then this last bit, this was crazy. This is probably a first in terms of thrift hauls for me because I have found a few GameCube games at the thrift before, but nothing like this. These were all a couple bucks each. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects, and this is the Player's Choice Edition. I have not looked up the value of this, but I bet it's more than a few bucks, but I don't care. It looks super playable. I'll definitely be playing this. Tony Hawk's Underground, classic of course. Super happy about that. And these all have their manuals, they're all complete. Bionicle, that's awesome. I was a little bit too old to get into Bionicles, I think, but oh, that's cool. It looks all right. And then Spider-Man, I have this for PlayStation, but I've got it for GameCube now. You're dumb, Patrick. X-Men Legends. Awesome. I'll definitely be playing that one. And then this one, I don't know much about it. Spy Hunter. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should play this, or any of these really. If any of these you think are awesome, should be played, I'll try them out. This one's in a DVD case, I just realized. I'll have to find a replacement GameCube case for it. That's pretty awesome, I think. All right, guys, that's it. That's everything that I got today. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite thing that we got today was. If I had to pick, I'm definitely just going to go ahead and say it was this fat stack of GameCube games. I wish this happened more often. Let me know in the comments below if maybe you saw anything out there in the wild that I missed, because I'm spending half my time looking at a camera, filming my hands, and half the time actually looking at this stuff. So chances are maybe you saw something that I didn't. But guys, hit that like and subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell so that next time that we post a video like this, you'll get a notification and you'll know that you can come hang out with me and this weirdo. So until then, guys, peace out.